Hi guys, hi, hello, and welcome to The No Show, the show where I help you gain the confidence and the courage to say no to the things that can hold you back in life from your uncommon path. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you tuned into my last video, welcome back. Ooh, today we are learning how to say no to your parents. Yep, you heard right. And if you're a mom or dad tuning in today, hi, please don't come for me. You love your kids. I know that. They know that. We know that. So before you start hate commenting on my video, watch it all the way through, maybe pick up some tips for yourself along the way. You can thank me later, respectfully. We help you thrive instead of just survive. This has never happened to me personally, but I read a study in the New York Times, I think it was from 2019, about parents butting into their kids' application process. 22% admitted to writing their kids' job application. Must be nice. And 11% admitted to, wait for it, I can't even get this out without laughing, getting in touch with their kid's employer to discuss issues at their workplace. Bro, no. This study didn't talk about how those jobs played out for the kids, but if I had to take a guess. So usually I'm here, you have a struggle that I've struggled with too, and I give you tips on how to hopefully better the issue. Today, we're gonna kind of put it in reverse, and I'm gonna give you tips to avoid. Parental edition. Our parents mean well, but when it comes to giving advice, sometimes it can be a little outdated. Jason Fried, founder of Basecamp, gave a quote that absolutely had me gagged. He said, "Advice, like fruit, is best when fresh." Oh, sorry, mom and dad, but I think he's right. You're 18, you're 19, you're 20-something. You're trying to find a job that fills your cup and puts food on the table, all that jazz. But your parents are swooping in with their geriatric advice. Did I say geriatric? That was a little harsh. It just slipped. Sorry, mom and dad. I meant outdated. When I first started looking for jobs, my mom's advice to me was to take a folder that had a fat stack of resumes and basically just go knocking door to door and hand them out. Imagine. They grew up in a completely different time than us. Most of them quite literally pre-internet. So if you want to know how to prepare for an interview and land a good job, it's best to speak to someone who has recently prepared for an interview and has successfully landed a good job. So, bad advice number 1, put your SAT scores on your resume. Your SATs, your GPAs, your ACTs, your ABCs, none of it. Don't do it. No one cares. In fact, a study from the Chronicle of Higher Education found that employers care more about your soft skills and experience over academics. Employers also understand that the 4-year college route isn't for everyone. There's a lot more people taking the uncommon path, which if you think about it, kind of maybe makes it the common path? Anyways, lots of people are taking the uncommon path that can give them the experience and skills that will land them well-paying jobs. That's a tough one for parents to wrap their head around as well, watching their kids go down the uncommon path. It can be intimidating to explain that you've decided to not enroll in college, or that you've decided that college education isn't in line with your goals anymore, and that after this semester you're dropping out for a more fitting opportunity. But times have changed, and the uncommon path is becoming more common, more than mom and dad realize. Bad advice number 2, immediately accept the job offer. Bestie, don't do it. Would you marry Chad after the first date? Of course not. We don't know anything about Chad. What are Chad's values? Does Chad meet your basic requirements for happiness? What type of financial gains can we expect from Chad over time? Okay, we're not talking about Chad. It was never about you, Chad. But ask yourself all those questions about a potential employer. Are you excited about the job? Does the culture feel right? Remember, the job interview is just as much a chance for you to learn about the company as it is for the company to learn about you. You are the prize, okay? You are the gem. Bad advice number 3. Don't job hop. How many times have you heard Bill or Nancy mutter the good old, "Kids these days have no discipline. All they know is quitting. I've been at my job for 135 years, blah, blah, blah." Okay, well, back in the day, you got a job, you worked there forever, you got maybe a 0.01% pay raise at your annual review. This is not how things work today, thankfully. Short employment lengths on your resume, no longer a red flag. It just means that you were seeking better pay, more flexibility, a role that was simply a better fit for you and your values. And if an employer is really set on keeping you for a lengthy amount of time, then it's up to them to provide incentives to keep you on board. Legit incentives, not just free badly brewed drip coffee. Bill. Between the ages of 18 and 24, people changed jobs on average of 5.7 times. When I was 17, I had a job that had great benefits, competitive pay. It was what you would call a safe job. Oh, but I was absolutely miserable. I had a coworker that was, we'll just say, less than pleasant. I just felt like the repetitive duties were really crushing my creative energy. That really took a toll on my mental health. I was on my couch sobbing about having to go into work the next day, and I made the decision to put in my 2 weeks. I went to my lead to let him know. He asked me if I was leaving for another job. I said, nope, I'm gonna figure that out. I just know I cannot be here. He told me that I was making a mistake and then immediately let me go on the spot. Didn't even finish the shift. Stand-up guy. So I went home, cried some more about not having a plan before I put in my 2 weeks. But then 2 days later, I came across a job opportunity, same job field, higher position, better pay, full creative control. The point of that whole story is if they tell you you can't, show them you can, honey. Period. Now, if you find a job you enjoy, by all means, stay there. Don't feel like you need to leave just to see what else is out there. I know the FOMO is real, but you don't have to be a part of the 5.7%. But if you're not getting fulfillment from it or don't enjoy it, don't stay just to be loyal. Bad advice number 4. Work for free. Just look for an unpaid internship. Pay your dues, and if they like you, maybe they'll offer you a full-time position. No! Immediately no, though. Don't do it.
Immediately no.
Point 1, it is never okay to work for free. And requiring someone to do so is so unfair for all the people who can't afford the luxury to work for free. Okay, so let's pretend you don't care about anyone else, which I know isn't true because you're great, you're amazing, I can tell. But let's pretend. Now is it okay for you to work for free? No, it was a trick question, because point number 2, you're only worth as much as your last job. If you accept an unpaid internship, you will get offers of unpaid internships. People who expect you to work for free will always expect you to work for free. If you work for free and then ask to be paid, they will gladly let you walk away and find the next desperate kid who's willing to work for free. Release the expectation that working for free will get you anything out of it. Bad advice number 5, your resume is everything. This may have been true for our parents, but that was before internet, before social media. Just got the chills. Scary times. And whether you want to believe it or not, your digital trail is going to factor into your job hunt. Does this mean you go through your IG and Twitter and delete all those spicy pics and tweets? Maybe. For some of you, yes. Immediately yes, absolutely. There is a chance your future boss sees it. So maybe that means you keep your profile on private. You can use social media and the connections that you make on your favorite platforms to help find the right career for you. Building your personal brand will help you attract all the right kinds of jobs. And it's a lot easier to send that link than it is to constantly update a PDF to fit the job instead of a job fit for you. When parents give us career advice, it's usually because they're worried about our future and want us to do well. And when you're raised to say yes sir or yes ma'am, it can be a challenge to find a voice to say no. But it can be hard for them to understand today's job market. And a big part of growing up is forging your own path, even if it goes against your parents' advice. If you want more advice on how to say no to saying yes, click the video on the screen. I'll see you there.